Well, hello again, Nevada County teachers. We just want to say thank you for doing all that you do every day with your students. And we want to just honor you again. And thanks for being here. I'm Kimberly Ewing, Arts Education Coordinator and Instructional Coach at the County Office of Education. And this is video 2, the why for SEL and the arts. So let's get started. Social emotional learning through the arts is what we're trying to connect to in these videos. Today, it's about an evidence-based research of the why both of these are so important in class, in every class. We have the 5 arts disciplines: dance, media arts, music, theater arts, and visual arts, as you know. And a famous musician named Brian Eno says it so well. He says, "What is possible in the arts becomes thinkable in life." And that's so important when we come to talk about the whys. So as you know, every student isn't an auditory learner, standards-based test taker. We have so many avenues of strengths and creativity and talents out there in our students. And this is why social emotional learning and the arts is so important to consider being involved in our everyday class and everyday school setting. Well, did you know that actually the arts benefit the whole child, including higher achievement in those core curriculum that we're talking about the standardized testing, math and reading, and so on, because we give the students choice through the arts and the art form that they choose, that they have increased motivation and engagement. And of course, they have stronger creative and critical thinking skills. They have to work through these projects. How are they going to do it? And the one that really connects today is the development of their social and emotional learning skills. And we see that. Now, this is actually evidence-based from all aspects of how it impacts the students in regards to the arts. The general positive is that they have stress relief. They lose themselves in the art. They find self-confidence, self-esteem, teamwork skills. In distinctive effects for each arts discipline. In dance, they get more aware of their body or movement. In drama, they learn more about teamwork and empathy and valuing others, stepping in someone else's shoes, right? Of course, it affects positively throughout the culture of the school because everybody likes arts events, and it gets everybody in a community sense to enjoy the arts as the students display them, present them, perform them. And that trickles down into the bigger involvement of our community. And unfortunately, on a local level, we actually have a little bit of a crisis. If you read this is an article from Bright Futures for Youth in October of this last year. It says that 8% of children face abuse or neglect in Nevada County, which is higher than the statewide average, according to the Healthy Kids survey that we give every year. And they say almost 2 of every 5 ninth grader has feelings of depression, and 10% missed school during the last 30 days because they felt sad, hopeless, anxious, stressed, or angry. And especially during the pandemic, those numbers probably have even gone higher. So we have this incredible reason why we need to bring SEL and the arts into the classroom. So culturally, there are people all over the world that believe the art is an emotional, spiritual experience that you can bring right to your classroom. If we look at this great graphic from Castle, it says it creates safe spaces and brave spaces where we talk about equanimity and equality, where people can step into someone else's shoes and appreciate them and value them. It enables exploration of those cultures and beliefs beyond our classroom and beyond our diversity in our classroom, and it can go across the planet, which is so exciting. And with that, it fosters trusting relationships, what I think is really important to build trust these days, don't you? And it promotes our differentiation. It promotes everybody's different talents and strengths and creativity and things like that. So this is a great outlet about arts education with the process of SEL. And then again, another reason why this is a Castle documented visual. It talks about why social emotional learning matters so much. Look at these statistics. Basically, these 5 key SEL competencies that we know of: self-awareness, social awareness, relationship skills, self-management, responsible decision-making, They all can develop to make a better feeling across the board in our schools. And check this out, only 25% of students these days speak highly of school. We got to change that. And when it comes to putting SEL into our classroom every day, just with one change, just with one thing a day, the increase of students' ability to cope and have better resilience is fantastic. As you can see, it increases by 83% using SEL as an integrated into your curriculum. Here's where it impacts the schools. And this is where it goes back to the standardized testing, if we are concerned about that. We have gains in the literacy. And when it comes to the impact on our schools, some people and some teachers and administrators are very focused on standardized testing. And so the literacy gains from providing SEL in the classroom points to huge gains in their way of adapting through those standardized tests. And here's one that I didn't know, a huge economic impact. Check this out. For every dollar that we invest in social emotional learning, it yields an $11 long-term benefit in things like reduced juvenile crime or higher lifetime earnings or improved physical well-being and adaptability, resiliency. Those are all things that we want for our students. And it happens through SEL and the arts. So let's put these together now, right? So we know the CASEL 5 competencies, and now we're going to merge them with the arts, building them together. So interpersonal communication. How can I be better understood in a circle or in team? Creativity and personal realization. You know, that's the #1 employer seeking asset is creativity. How about cultural awareness and empathy, standing in someone else's shoes, being able to see other cultures that are different than ours and respecting and valuing them? Of course, social awareness. How do we read the room? Their self-awareness and self-management is huge. How do they cope with emotions and move through them? Relationship skills and trust. How are they building trust and building relationships as they get older? And then responsible decision-making and identity. How do they stand in the world? These are now all important parts of the arts and the SEL coming together. So these are all so many reasons why. So thank you so much. This was video 2, the why. You can always check in with me, email me, call me. I'm happy to help, but thank you so much again, you teachers, for being the champions in our schools.